Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Class 21-2. I am Master Sergeant Amanda Evachek, your Master of Ceremonies for today's graduation. We are pleased to have with us the host for today's ceremony, the Installation and 673rd Air Base Wing Commander, Colonel Kirsten Aguilar. Also joining us, the 673rd Air Base Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Lee Mills. And finally, the Elmendorf Professional Military Education Center of Excellence Commandant, Chief Master Sergeant Ernest Dinalfo. And now, to open our ceremony, Chief Mills, will you please provide opening comments?
Hello, NCOA Class 21-2. First, I want to say congratulations. You've passed another milestone in your Air Force career, and it's something that you and your family should be very proud of. As this class is filled with technical sergeants, there's a responsibility that goes along with that title. It's being technically proficient at your job, being able to execute your duties day in and day out to make sure that the mission gets done. And now as an NCOA graduate, those skills have been improved to not just the technical aspects of your job, but your technical aspects of taking care of people, which is your greatest responsibility that you'll ever have in your Air Force career. You're not brand new supervisors, yet you've had some time to learn, to see some of the ins and outs of what it means to be a leader, and we put you through NCOA to help you get the tools to continue to grow and to be a better leader. I sincerely hope that you've created some bonds with your classmates during this time, that you've created some relationships and some networking that can help you in the future, but even more importantly, help the airmen that you're entrusted to supervise. This isn't a normal time. You've gone through this class in what we've called a blended approach, where some of you have been online for a portion while others were in person and vice versa. That's very unique in our time. However, I have to give a lot of credit to the staff and their ability to find ways to get after this. As Colonel Aguilar, I know will say that COVID doesn't equal can't. We couldn't be more proud of the team and what they put together and what they've given to you and poured into you over the last several weeks. So as you graduate today and go back into your work centers, I just want you to take the time to not only thank your instructors, thank the cadre, but thank your families. No one gets anywhere by themselves. Maybe they live with you, maybe they're miles or thousands of miles away. But please take the time to say thanks. Thanks for giving you the opportunity, thanks for supporting you, and thanks for getting you to where you are today. So as the Air Base Wing Command Chief, I just want to say congratulations to all the Arctic Warriors that are graduating today. Whether you're from Eielson or J-Bear, we're incredibly proud of you, and we look forward to where you're going to take us in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Mills, for those encouraging words for Class 21-2 and all of us here today. The Non-Commissioned Officer Academy is a milestone in an NCO's career. It builds upon what students already know as frontline supervisors while adding a focus on how we, as leaders and followers, impact the teams around us. It gives students tools that will help them be more adaptable leaders, even in complex and ambiguous environments. This graduation event is the final step in their short but demanding journey. It is time to recognize the class for their perseverance and determination while completing our hybrid course. Starting with Raptor Flight.
I am Technical Sergeant Dalvin Adams, instructor for Raptor Flight. I am pleased to introduce Raptor Flight Leader from the 3rd Munition Squadron, Technical Sergeant Maria Garcia. From the 354th Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Chad Betty. From the 673rd Medical Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Joshua Cowper. From the 3rd Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Stephen Davis. From the Detachment 1, 3rd Air Support Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Nathaniel Fleming. From the 3rd Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Emmanuel Hernandez. From the 673rd Air Base Wing, Technical Sergeant Thomas Rodas. From the 673rd Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Aisha Richardson. From the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Oscar Ramiro Enriquez. From the 3rd Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant J. Bant Sexton IV. From the 90th Fighter Squadron, Technical Sergeant Sarah Thompson. And finally, from the 354th Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Samantha Walney. Raptor Flight, The day has come. You all graduate and we all go our separate ways. But before you go, I'd like to thank you all for the high level of commitment, energy, and the collaboration that you showed from the beginning of this course. Now that we've came in and we've grasped some knowledge and we've grasped some skills, let's go back out and use those skills. Let's be those effective leaders and those effective managers that the Air Force and the world asks of us. But before we go, our classmate, Technical Sergeant Stephen Davis, he said a quote, and it stuck with me, and I would like for it to stick with you all as well. When it comes to making decisions, you got 3 options. 1, the best option is making the right decision. 2, the second best option is making the wrong decision. And 3, which shouldn't be an option at all, is making no decision. So now you all go back out and do what's expected of us and expected of you, and thank you.
I am Senior Master Sergeant Yvonne Fitzpatrick, instructor for Globemaster Flight. I am pleased to introduce Globemaster's flight leader from the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Brina Rustand. From the 3rd Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Christopher Asok. From the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Kyle Alstott. From the 673rd Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Nikki Brinkley. From the 354th Logistic Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Janine Craig. From the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Timothy Francis. From the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Christopher Freshour. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Mark Gower. From the 3rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Derek Lee. From the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Caleb Robeson. From the 732nd Air Mobility Squadron, Technical Sergeant Robert Shepard. From the 773rd Civil and Engineer Squadron, Technical Sergeant Tyler Vasquez. From the 354th Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jordan Williams. And finally, from the 673rd Medical Group, Technical Sergeant Natasha Younger.
All right, Globemaster Flight. First of all, I want to thank you for the last 25 days for allowing me to navigate this journey with you. You guys have showed me patience, you showed humor as we went on this journey together of NCOA Class 21-2. You guys reminded me that you guys are the backbone of this Air Force. The NCO Corps definitely gets the job done. I want to make sure that you guys leave here prepared and ready to go back to your work centers to take care of yourself, your peers, and your airmen. Thank you, and you got this.
I am Technical Sergeant Marisol Ortiz, instructor for Eagle Flight. I am pleased to introduce Eagle's flight leader from the 354th Civil Engineer Squadron, Technical Sergeant Andrew Dietzel. From the 3rd Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Amanda Ossoak. From the 3rd Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Brandon Bryant. From the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Theodore Crowley. From the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Justin Hall. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Derek Hurdy. From the 732nd Air Mobility Squadron, Technical Sergeant James Loftus. From the 773rd Logistics Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Todd Noel. From the 3rd Munitions Squadron, Technical Sergeant Berman Norwood. From the 354th Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Forrest Reef. From the 673rd Health Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Kaylee Ringsrud Williams. From the 354th Contracting Squadron, Technical Sergeant Nick Rogers. From the 3rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Robert Ruth. From the 732nd Air Mobility Squadron, Technical Sergeant Andrew Sithisak. And finally, from the 673rd Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Christopher Wilson. Eagle Flight, thank you for being a phenomenal first solo class. You guys made this a great experience. Thank you for allowing me to display my shenanigans and you guys telling me your personal stories, and at the same time, you guys getting to know each other. I really enjoyed that from this class. I'm gonna leave you guys with Sergeant Sithysak's famous words, be good people. I'll see you guys out there.
I'm Technical Sergeant Charles Davis, instructor for Hercules Flight. I'm pleased to introduce Hercules Flight Leader from the 673rd Force Support Squadron, Master Sergeant Lakeisha DeGracia. From the 3rd Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Ryan Amos. From Detachment 3, 1st Weather Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jason Caban. From the 3rd Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Christopher Curry. From the 3rd Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jordan Ely. From the 673rd Force Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Matthew Fuller. From the 354th Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Casey Gobin. From the 3rd Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Andrew Jackson. From the 673rd Civil Engineering Squadron, Staff Sergeant Ryan Lewis. From the 611th Air Communication Squadron, Technical Sergeant Brooke Lyon. From the 3rd Maintenance Group, Technical Sergeant Ryan Parks. From the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Ryan Scavuzzo. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Landon Smith. From the 3rd Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jacob Warner. And finally, from the 354th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant William Wilson. Hercules Flight, thank you for being a phenomenal class. Please remember the lessons learned and continue leading from the front.
I am Technical Sergeant Taylor Hunter, instructor for Sentry Flight. I am pleased to introduce Sentry Flight's leader. From the 3rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant James West. From the 354th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Scott Bartlett. From the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Kenneth Brooks. From the 3rd Munitions Squadron, Technical Sergeant Justin Campbell. From the 354th Civil Engineer Squadron, Technical Sergeant David Doherty. From the 354th Force Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Tyler Ellman. From the 354th Range Squadron, Technical Sergeant Joseph Harsfield. From the 673rd Health Care Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Monica Hipsher. From the 354th Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Leroy Jackson. From the 673rd Force Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Kimberly Linger. From the 611th Air Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Leandre Malhan. From the 3rd Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Stephen Phillips. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Joshua Schamberg. And finally, from the 381st Intelligence Squadron, Technical Sergeant Clay Wolf. Hey Sentry Flight, I just had a quick few words for you. I wanted to say that I'm deeply grateful for all of the memories and experiences you were able to share within your NCOA experience and that I was able to share with you. I think that you were an amazing team who had huge spunk and personality. I want you to know that this isn't goodbye. I want you to take all the carrots that you've learned within your NCOA experience and keep in touch. And finally, can I get a woo woo?
I am Master Sergeant Christopher Schwabach, instructor for Pavehawk Flight. I am pleased to introduce Pavehawk's flight leader. From the 353rd Combat Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Brian Piles. From the 354th Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Alexandra Bell. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Dean Cannon. From the 354th Civil Engineer Squadron, Technical Sergeant Broderick Davis Bray. From the 354th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Trace Eubanks. From the 354th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Colton Gladwell. From the 673rd Comptroller Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jason Hebert. From the 354th Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Calvin James. From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Tyson Meendering. From the 3rd Munitions Squadron, Technical Sergeant Chelsea Morris. From the 673rd Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Alberto Rodriguez. From the 3rd Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Eric Schneider. From the 11th Air Force, Technical Sergeant Kara Tierney. And finally, from the 673rd Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Scott West.
Hello, Pavehawk Flight. I can't think of a better flight to end my time here at the PME Center than the group of y'all. We've definitely gotten to know each other on a more personal and professional level these last several weeks, but it has been an absolute blast. I knew I was going to learn from you, and I'm pretty sure you've learned from me, but I didn't know how much you were going to teach me about what I've learned about myself and what I've learned about each and every one of you. I want you to focus on the obstacles as they come your way, and just remember that the best way through them is just to go through them, experience what you need to experience, and you'll be fine getting through it. You've got each and every one that you can rely on that you met in this flight, and so long as you keep doing the only safe assumption, that's assuming positive intent from people, you'll be just fine. Set those clear boundaries, hold people accountable, and learn what you can learn from them. As you go out to serve, after spending all this time focusing on yourself and being who you are, remember that you could be the catalyst for change, and it starts with you. Remember to hold that line. Whatever example you set, people are going to push those boundaries, and you just gotta keep people to them, but also give yourself and give others permission to make mistakes. It's been a blast. I thank you for the time here. And remember, persistence and effort, that'll get you through there. Thanks.
Thank you, instructors, and congratulations, graduates. Now on to the awards portion. The Non-Commissioned Officer Academy requires self-discipline, dedication, and sacrifice. All students should be very proud of their accomplishments. While the graduates can take pride in having met the rigorous demands of this course, some students have distinguished themselves by going above and beyond in both academics and leadership to earn special acknowledgement. At this time, we would like to recognize these individuals. The Distinguished Graduate Award is presented to students whose efforts put them at the front of their peer group. These students displayed effective teamwork, academic excellence, and spirited leadership. They rank in the top 10% of the class. Chief Dinolfo, would you please join me in announcing the recipients?
Absolutely, ma'am. The distinguished graduates from the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy Class 21-2R. From the 354th Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Chad Betty.
From the Detachment 1, 3rd Air Support Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Nathaniel Fleming.
From the 354th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Technical Sergeant Colton Gladwell.
From the 354th Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Brina Rustand.
From the 354th Communications Squadron, Technical Sergeant Alexandra Bell.
From the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Justin Hall.
And from the 3rd Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Jordan Ely.
Congratulations to all of our distinguished graduates. Our next award, the Academic Achievement Award, denotes excellence as a scholar. it is presented to the graduate who has demonstrated his or her dedication to educational excellence by maintaining the highest academic average throughout the course. Chief D'Onofrio, would you please announce the recipient?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Academic Achievement Award recipient is, from the 673rd Healthcare Operations Squadron, Technical Sergeant Monica Hipsher.
Congratulations, Technical Sergeant Hipsher. Our next award is the Commandant's Leadership Award and is sponsored by the Arctic Warrior Top 3. Commandant nominees are those who, in the judgment of their peers, the instructor faculty, and the Commandant, demonstrated the highest degree of leadership, positive attitude, teamwork, and professionalism. Presented here are the Commandant Award nominees. Chief D'Onofrio, would you please announce the recipient?
Commandant Leadership Award nominees, you are all amazing professionals, and for that, selecting just one of you for this award was extremely difficult. All of you displayed the leadership characteristics we require from our NCO Corps. So without further delay, Class 21-2, the Commandant Leadership Award recipient is, from the 703rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Technical Sergeant Justin Hall.
Congratulations, Technical Sergeant Hall. The final award we will present is the John L. Levitow Award. It is named in the honor of the most junior-ranking airman presented with the Medal of Honor. In addition to being in the top 10% of distinguished graduates, this award is the highest honor earned by an enlisted professional military education graduate. This award is presented to the airmen whose actions, through their leadership, teamwork, academic excellence, and dignified behavior, reflect the significance of John L. Levitow's selfless act. Chief D'Onofrio, will you please announce the recipient?
Class 21-2. In a post to previous graduating classes, John L. Levitow's son wrote, "Ask yourself, what is next, and what will you do with this education?" I echo this question to all of you. And add this to the John L. Levitow Award recipient named momentarily. Each time you lace up your boots, reflect on how you will honor the legacy behind this award and the airman it's named for. Ladies and gentlemen, the John L. Levitow Award recipient is, from the 354th Range Squadron, Technical Sergeant Joseph Hartsfield.
Congratulations, Technical Sergeant Hartsfield, and to all of the award recipients. Let's provide one final round of applause for all of the graduates of Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Class 21-2. And now, Chief D'Onofrio, will you please provide your final message to the class for today's ceremony?
Class 21-2, congratulations on your successful completion of NCOA, the second level of enlisted PME designed to prepare you as professionals who can manage and lead teams in the employment of air and space power. You should be proud of this accomplishment. Professionals, you have not only completed a career milestone, but you have also helped the Elmendorf PME Center of Excellence accomplish a huge task, being a part of a new curriculum deployment. Class, you have proven that COVID doesn't equal can, and helped safely and successfully make your NCOA a positive, memorable experience. Hopefully, you reflected on how unique you all are. Your diversity, drive, talent, and commitment make us the greatest Air Force in the world. Take the skills you learned back to your units. Grow as airmen, supervisors, and managers of your teams. Think about your role and how what you and your airmen do align with the commander's priorities to positively impact the bigger picture of fly, fight, and win. Take advantage of the connections you made here. Never stop networking and using each other by leveraging your individual experiences and your diversity of thought. And empower airmen to solve problems to ensure we continue to accelerate change so we don't lose. Class, please thank your supervisors, your peers, your unit leadership for their support in allowing you the opportunity to step away from your work centers for the past 6 weeks. And thank your families on my behalf for their patience and understanding while allowing you to focus on your development. I'd like to thank our command team, Chief Mills. We really appreciate your opening remarks to kick off this graduation. And Colonel Aguilar, we look forward to hearing your message shortly. But thank you for your support to ensure our PME mission to to educate and develop enlisted leaders remains enduring. And finally, thanks to my amazing cadre of instructors, my wingmen, for epitomizing excellence and bringing it 100% for you each and every day. NCOA Class 21-2, congratulations once again. In to learn and out to serve. Now get after it and lead them.
Thank you, Chief D'Onofrio, for your inspiring message. Colonel Aguilar, would you like to provide the class with some final remarks for today's graduation?
Congratulations, NCO Class 21-2. Not only on completing NCO Academy and the rigorous coursework, but completing what we call the hybrid program. And so since I got here to JBER in the summer of 2020, my motto has been COVID doesn't equal can't. And I know Chief D'Onofrio and the team at the PME Center has instilled that in you over the last several weeks of your program, but it really truly means that we're going to find a way to make it through. And I applaud you for not only pushing through, again, that rigorous coursework with NCO Academy, but figuring out a way how to do it as we continue to fight our COVID battle. I'm proud of each and every one of you. To those of you that are joining us from Eielson, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for participating in our program here at JBER. And I applaud you not only for completing the program, but completing the program through what I call a very interesting spring. And so as we watched the snowfall in the last couple of weeks, and you figured out a way how to complete that program, I just want to congratulate you on all that you've done individually, but more importantly, what you accomplished together as a team. Whether that was in the classroom, over the computer, or through the volunteer work that you did here locally in our community. Thanks for all that you've done. And so as you go off back into your work centers, I want to share with you a few things that I want you to continue to take with you as you go back out, take what you've learned at NCO Academy, and you go and lead boldly. Our Chief of Staff, General Brown, has said that the single most influential person in our Air Force is that frontline supervisor, and that is all of you. So as you go back into that work center, take what you've learned here at NCO Academy, those skills that you've refined as an NCO, and apply them not only to your individual work center, but those around you. Simon Sinek once said that leadership is creating space for the ability for those around you to rise. So as you go and create opportunities for your airmen and the civilians in your work center, find those opportunities for those around you to rise. Remember that charge that you took as an NCO, what it means to be a leader, what it means to be a technical expert in your field, but more importantly, what it means to be that frontline supervisor who takes care of those under your charge. Again, I'm so proud of each of you. I'm excited to see what you're going to do. Thank you for your dedication, for your commitment to this program, for being great airmen, fantastic leaders for our nation, and I applaud you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Colonel Aguilar, for sharing your words of wisdom with NCOA Class 21-2. On behalf of the Elmendorf Professional Military Education Center of Excellence, we would like to thank the 673rd Air Base Wing Public Affairs team for their production efforts with this ceremony. Congratulations to all our graduates. Stay safe out there, but most of all, remember, you came in to learn and you go out to serve. Have a great day.